The man without a face, a faceless man, a man without features. One of the scariest things that we can imagine is something that we don't understand. And one of the most terrifying creatures in all of mythology is the creature that is without face, without identity, without name. We don't know what it is because it isn't identifiable. It doesn't speak because it has no mouth. But if you hear someone's story of a face-to-face encounter with this man, then be afraid. Very afraid. It was first recorded in an oral story from the 1940s. And if you think that this is a copycat of the modern myth of Slender Man, well, think again. This one came first. It comes from a time before the internet and was reported more often in America's rural communities. It's not a creature from the deep woods, but it does send shivers down the spine. It appears at the edge of your vision. You feel its gaze upon your back, and its presence lingers in the corners of abandoned rooms. Some say that it looks like a human with completely smooth skin, as if their face has been melted off. Others say it appears featureless, like a mask made of porcelain or wax. In these first tales, it was described as a living shadow, like something that should have died but refused to stay dead. So let's take a look at the man without a face, shall we? Who is he? Where does he come from? And why should you fear him? No. To the entity. This is a story that relies heavily on the unknown. So descriptions of the entity itself are bound to vary in every story. The basic concept remains the same. A humanoid monster that appears as a man, usually male, though sometimes female, dressed in a suit or long coat. He walks with measured steps, never running, always seeming to be in control. The only thing about him that is consistent is his face, which is blank, featureless, and without expression. It's as if his entire facial structure has been wiped away, leaving behind nothing but a smooth surface under which something evil lies. In some tellings, the area around his face seems to be covered in a dark mist or smoke, obscuring whatever might actually be there. He's even sometimes seen wearing a hat, hiding his features behind a physical barrier. On rare occasion, he's been described as a tall shadow that stalks his victims through corridors or along forest paths. Number 3. Typical sightings. Many people who claim to have seen this creature describe it in almost identical ways. It appears in abandoned buildings, on empty streets, or in places that are otherwise closed to the public, like hospitals that are out of business or schools that have been boarded up. Sometimes it appears in a person's dream or during an episode of sleep paralysis. If you're unfamiliar with sleep paralysis, it's when a person is conscious but unable to move while their body is still asleep. It's a terrifying experience that can leave a person feeling helpless and vulnerable. It's also said that the man without a face may prey on people who are experiencing sleep paralysis, feeding off their fear and anxiety. Sometimes it'll manifest in a person's room, standing over them and watching them with its soulless eyes. Other times, it will appear in the hallway, outside their door, slowly approaching closer and closer with each passing night. The man without a face is often mistaken for Slender Man, another faceless creature from folklore that has become popular in recent years. However, despite the similarities, they are two different entities. The earliest written record of the man without a face dates back to a story published in Reader's Digest in 1944. At the time, it was simply referred to as the Faceless Man. The story was set in a small town in Ohio and featured a faceless drifter who wandered the streets at night. In the story, the man's face was described as being smooth and featureless, as if it had been carved out of stone. Number 4. Psychological impact. Those who have witnessed this entity often report feeling an overwhelming sense of dread, anxiety, and insomnia. They feel as if they're being watched all the time and that their privacy has been invaded. The mere sight of this creature is enough to drive a person insane. It represents everything that we fear and don't understand. It's the embodiment of the unknown, and that is what makes it so terrifying. According to Carl Jung's theory of the collective unconscious, we are all born with a certain amount of knowledge and experiences that are stored in our subconscious minds. This includes our fears, and those fears are often rooted in the unknown. The man without a face is a perfect representation of this fear of the unknown. It's a creature that doesn't speak or make a sound, and it doesn't seem to have any purpose other than to watch and wait. It's this lack of understanding that creates the most fear and fascination surrounding this entity. Some believe that the man without a face is simply a figment of our imagination, a manifestation of our own fears and anxieties. After all, the human mind is a powerful thing and can create some truly terrifying images. Others believe that this creature is real and that it exists in our world, but is simply invisible to most of us. There is no evidence to support either of these theories, but that's part of what makes this creature so interesting. We simply don't know what to believe. Number 5. Rational explanations. Sleep paralysis has been reported as an experience that's similar to seeing the man without a face. Some researchers believe that the two phenomena are related and that the man without a face may actually be a hallucination that occurs during sleep paralysis. The symptoms of sleep paralysis include a feeling of being awake but unable to move, a sense of pressure on the chest, and a fear of impending doom. People who experience sleep paralysis have reported seeing all kinds of things, including ghosts and even aliens. So, It's not too much of a stretch to believe that some people might mistake these hallucinations for the man without a face. Another explanation is that sightings of the man without a face are actually the result of hypnagogic hallucinations. This type of hallucination occurs as a person is falling asleep and can be triggered by stress, sleep deprivation, or certain medications. Hypnagogic hallucinations can be visual, auditory, or tactile, and often have a frightening or disturbing nature. Number 6. Presence in pop culture. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the legend of the man without a face has persisted for decades, appearing in various forms of pop culture, including books, movies, TV shows, and video games. One of the most famous examples of the man without a face in pop culture is the character Slender Man from the horror video game Slender. The 8 pages, created in 2012 by Eric Cuddles. The character quickly gained popularity in online horror communities and has since become a mainstay in the genre. Slender Man is typically depicted as a tall, thin man with a white face and no eyes, resembling the classic description of the man without a face. Another example can be found in a TV show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where one of the villains in the 2nd season is a demon named the Gentleman. These demons are similar to the man without a face, in that they are both faceless and have a predatory nature. The Gentleman also wears suits and appear in hallways, stalking their victims like the man without a face. In the Japanese animated film Spirited Away, there is a character named No Face, who is a spirit that appears as a faceless, shapeless blob. Like the man without a face, No Face is a representation of the fear of the unknown and the anxiety that comes with it. Over the years, the man without a face has become a popular subject in Reddit horror threads such as r/no sleep, where users share their scary stories. It's also been featured in numerous indie horror games and YouTube short films. So, do you believe in the man without a face? Have you ever seen him or heard of anyone who has? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out more content. Thanks for watching.